What's up, everybody? This is Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew, and today I'll be reviewing the La Antiquity from my father. Stay tuned. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. If this is your first time here at Cigar Sherpa, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Please, while you're here, hit that subscribe button, like, share, everything. As you can see, I am broadcasting today for the first part of this review from my home studio. I hope you like my digs. I will get it fancied up sooner or later. Today I'm only going to do half of the review from here because I'm going to get on the road and I'm going to head up to JR's today up in Selma, North Carolina. So I'm going to take a ride. You're going to take a ride with me. I need you to forgive me for staring away from the, I know you're over here, but my monitor's over here. I'm doing this by myself in the home studio, so as of right now, please just bear with me. I know it might get annoying. But anyway, here we go. My Father Cigars by the from the Garcia family, Don Pepin Garcia blended. My father is a very, very popular brand of cigars. The Garcia family, man, they're just phenomenal. One of my favorite cigars, one of my go-to cigars is the La Bijou blend from my father, the Petit Robusto. Absolutely phenomenal cigar. If you haven't tried it, get out there and try it. It's very good, full-body smoke. I'm a big fan of full-bodied cigars, medium to full, anything lower than medium. You're just typically, I'm not going to be interested in. I'll try them. Sometimes I will enjoy them, but for the most part, medium to full, peppery finish, long finish is where I live, and this cigar is supposed to pack that punch. So it has got a Ecuador Habano Rosado Oscuro wrapper. Ecuador Habano Rosado Oscuro, okay? It's a pretty rare wrapper as production cigars go. And they lend like a leathery, sweetish, spicy, like baking spice aroma if I had to pinpoint it. The binder on this bad boy has got two binders, okay? Two Nicaraguan binders. The Criollo, I'm just gonna anglicize it and read it how it's spelled, just like this is the La Antiquidad. I anglicize all my words, so it's the La Antiquity today for this Laird Mayhew review. And so anyway, it's got the Criollo and it's got the Corojo binder, okay? And then it's got a tri-blend of Nicaraguan tobaccos. It didn't say, but it probably it's going to come out of Jalapa, and it's going to come out of Esteli, and it's going to come out of that other place that you know. And this is just, it's geared up, and it's going to be a full-bodied cigar. So as far as the construction goes, man, I'm going to try to speed this up along because I need to get on the road. It's got a triple cap on it that's kind of rough. You can see that. It's not put on there too good. It's nothing that I did. It's just the way it came in the box. It did have cellophane on it. But the seams are visible, but they're tight. Okay, this wrapper's beautiful. They call it a rosado. It's supposed to have like a red hue to it. I don't see much of a red hue. Maybe it's just my eyes. It looks brown to me, but it's like a beautiful, toothy, chocolate brown wrapper. It's softly box pressed, and it's soft, but it's not spongy. It's dense, but it ain't heavy. So I look for it to have a pretty good draw. The smell I'm getting off of there is, like I said, it's got a leathery, barnyardy smell. Not too much coming off the wrapper. Coming off the foot, though, it's a sweet earth aroma coming off. I want to almost say like it's fruity, like a very, very, like almost like an overly ripe raspberry. Or just a raisin, or craisin. There we go, craisin. It's got that little bit of sweet tart. So anyway, today I'm gonna be using a cut that I don't normally use. I'm not a big fan of it, but doing a review channel, I gotta try all different things. And sometimes I don't mind it, but I'm using my Lotus V cutter. Okay, it's not a deep V cutter, it's just a V cutter. And I want to go across the long side of the box press. So you got the long side and you got the short side. I don't want to cut it this way. I want to drop it all over the damn place. I want to cut it long ways that way, okay? Why? That's because that's just how I want to do it. I don't know if there's any scientific reasoning behind it. All right, got it pretty good there. A little off kilter. I should have snapped it a little bit faster, but when I'm doing reviews, my light and my cuts they just suffer a little bit, so. Wow. I don't know what that was. Did I get a piece of tobacco dust in my throat? What am I getting there? I'm getting leather. For sure getting leather. Getting a sweet tobacco and a little bit of cocoa. All right. Okay, so again, starting to incorporate some bands into band reviews into my reviews. This band here, man, this thing is so ornate that if you blew this thing up, let me see if I can get it closer. If you blew this thing, this would be a beautiful. I mean, check that out. If I put it up on the wall, you know, it's like oil painting art, fine art on the band, and it's beautiful. So I wonder, when I see that, the reason why I'm not a big fan of it is I wonder how much money I could be saving if I didn't have it, you know, in this foot band here. So you're definitely going to want to take that off. I've actually lighted, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but I've lighted them with that on there and wonder why I had like a plasticky taste to it. So anyway, again, using the Vertigo. I might pick me up a new lighter today. I don't know. I got a gift card for Christmas. I'll see what JR's. They usually have some pretty good sales on there, and they give the old Cigar Sherpa a pretty good discount because I always shout them out. Smithfield, Selma. I think it's exit. I'm going to get that today. I think it's exit 89. Selma, North Carolina, JR Superstore. Greatest place in the world. All right, so let's get this thing toasted up. And what I like to do is, like a lot of people, I like to toast them first. Okay. You just kind of hold that flame about 2 inches from the end of the cigar without letting the flame touch it, and just let it kind of just start to light itself. And once you get it evenly toasted, you can go ahead and start puffing on it and get it started. Ooh. All right. Right away, I'm noticing, for me anyway, the draw is a little loose. There's almost no effort, and for me, that's going to cause that that smoke to kind of heat up and maybe smoke a little uneven and fast. But I'm getting a ton of smoke, and right away, I'm getting smacked in the face with a good pepper. Good pepper on the retrohale. Good pepper on the palate. I mean, it's strong. That's a pepper balm right there. I love it. I love it. Creeping in there. Whoo, is it like a chocolatey leather? Okay, chocolatey leather. But that pepper, I mean, it's still there on the finish. Chocolatey leather pepper. I mean, very, very, very Nicaraguan tasting. I mean, this is one that if you smoke enough cigars, you'll be able to, I could blindfold you and you could put this in your mouth and smoke it, and you would know right away, boom, it's coming out of Nicaragua with that earthy, peppery finish. The finish on this thing too is long, and right away it's starting off at a full-bodied cigar, full body, full strength, right off the tip. Now I look for that to kind of mellow down here in a few more draws, and then if I had to guess, if I remember, I'm guessing, I've smoked this cigar before, but it's been a while, it's been a few months. I believe it ramps up towards the end, but I don't want to give it away too soon if you've never smoked this thing. Oh. No. Okay, yeah. It's mellowing out now. Now the smoke is kind of getting a little more creamy as it gets in. It's burning outstanding. Razor sharp so far. Looking like a nice white ash right there. So a little interesting fact about this cigar, La Antiquidad, the Antiquity, was a Cuban brand of cigars, and the Garcia family kind of brought it back. Of course, it's not the same blend. This one's probably 10 times better than the original. But they use the same artwork, same band, I believe, and the same box artwork. And I believe the sizes too, maybe. that they used when it was an ongoing brand in Cuba. But as far as flavor, I guarantee this cigar right here is better than any Cuban cigar you're going to buy. That's my opinion. Of course, I can't tell you what you like, and you can't tell me what I like. But as far as quality, construction, complexity, and flavor, in my opinion, you're not going to get a better cigar in Cuba. There's no way. This is it right here. This is one of the top cigars you can get out there as far as, you know, the whole package. The flavor may not be for you. That's just a matter of opinion, I guess. What I'm smoking here is the Toro. It's 5.6, 5.7, so it's damn near 6 inches, and it's a 55 ring gauge, softly box pressed, beautiful cigar. And with that V cut on, you know, a little bit bigger of a ring gauge than I'm typically smoking is when I like to use a V cut, if I'm going to use it at all. Well, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get on this first third. I'm probably, 10 minutes into this thing now. I'm not even an inch into it. This is a slow burner. It's going to kick back, and it's going to wait on you to get to it. I like that. The draw is kind of firmed up now, so effortless. Effortless. Good creamy smoke, good chocolatey leather, earthy tobacco core, and good pepper spice. It's a cigar that it was made just for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this first third and into the second one, and come back. I'm gonna tell you how this thing's developed or petered off. Stay tuned. All right, coming into the end of the first third here and going into about the beginning of the second, that ash is still hanging on. It is burning pretty sharp. It ain't razor sharp, but it's burning very, very good. The ash is nice and thick and white as it's mellowing out. You can see it's a little bit darker from when I first lit it up, but now it's turning more white, and the flavors are still consistently the same. There are some new notes here. That's why I wanted to go ahead and break in before I actually got into the second third of this cigar, and before I got on the road and headed up north to Selma, North Carolina. So we started off with that that strong leather, cocoa, peppery finish. It worked its way into a creamy smoke with like a sweet flavor. That sweet flavor has become more of like a toasted vanilla, charred vanilla. The smoke has stayed creamy. The strength has picked up a bit, for me anyway. This is a very strong cigar. It just billows creamy smoke. And there's a new note right there that I wasn't getting before. It's almost like a toffee sweetness, which I love. So when you, you just think about what I've said so far. It's leathery and chocolatey, okay? Or cocoa-y, not so much chocolate, but leather and cocoa-y. It's got a good deep tobacco core. It's peppery with a creamy smoke. Now it's getting into like a charred vanilla, almost a toffee flavor. So, you just can't get much better than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably ash this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and collect my stuff. I'm gonna get in the truck and I'm gonna head up north to JR. So join me on the road for the second half of this cigar. All right, coming in just about the halfway point, and this thing is still burning beautiful. I just ashed it. So far, I've only ashed this cigar twice. That's how thick and strong it's holding on. I am now approximately 47 minutes, according to the Shinola watch, into this cigar. And like I said, I'm northbound, getting ready to get on 95. I'm heading up to JR, see what they got. Get some new cigars to try, maybe some newer ones for the review catalog. Flavor-wise, this thing really hasn't transitioned much. I am still getting billowy clouds, mouthfuls of smoke. This thing is, the draw has gotten, so like I said, it started off a little bit too loose for my liking, but it tightened up. So there's very little resistance, but it's not too airy. And I'm getting a lot of good smoke off of this thing. It kind of has mellowed out. I would say it's probably down to about a medium strength now. In the beginning, the strength was just up there. The nicotine buzz, if you want to call it that, was pretty strong. You know, I switched from my black coffee pairing to my Coca-Cola, some sugary. I ate a half a Snickers bar, kind of brought me back to an even kilter. Loving this cigar. The pepper on the retrohale has really smoothed out. It's almost like a white pepper now. It's not really there anymore. See, it creeps in right there towards the end. It doesn't get you when you blow it out. And I am typically a retrohaler, like big. You know, I'll blow about a fourth of the smoke out, a good more than half through my nose, and then a little bit out, out my mouth. I do it kind of backwards than what most people do, whereas most people blow half the smoke out, and then they blow about a fourth of the smoke out of their nose, get a little, pick up the notes, and then they exhale the rest through their mouth. I kind of typically do that backwards. On this cigar, I've reverted to the normal way because it is so strong. I'm picking up kind of a citrusy flavor, like a zang. I don't know if that's citrus or not, but other than that, the smoke is still cool. It's still a real rich bodied cigar, not too complex as the core flavors that it started off with are still there. It transitioned a little bit. I said it got that little bit of a toasty, charred vanilla taste. Now there's a little bit of a citrus on the palate, a little more woody now. It's kind of got like a wood, almost like an oak. And I'm not a big fan of oak flavors, which is probably, I'm not a big whiskey guy. I'm not a big fan of oaky flavors. But yeah, that's the change in the going into the end of the last third, and gonna be into going into the end of the second third and about getting into the last third of the cigar. It's mellowed out, got more of an oaky flavor. The pepper has transitioned to more of a white pepper, and it's got more of a woody taste on the palate. I'm gonna say oak, but other than that, still got creamy smoke, still got a full-bodied cigar, just about medium strength. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on I-95, and I'll see you when I get down to the last third of this cigar. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the final third of this cigar, and this is about where I'm gonna end it. Typically, if it's smoking good, I'll smoke it down a little further than that, but right there, about the last third of the cigar, the draw opened up and it caused the smoke to get pretty hot, which to me causes it to get a little acrid in flavor. It just loosened up the draw, a little too much air getting through there. It's a big ring gauge cigar. I think it was a 55. So I'm going to go ahead and end it, sadly, because I've really enjoyed this cigar. Again, I'm just going to go over the notes of this cigar. Again, it was the La Antiquidad, the Antiquity from My Father Cigar. Of course, that's coming out of the Garcia family, Don Pepin Garcia. 5.6 in length and 55 ring gauge, so a bigger ring gauge cigar. Had the Ecuadorian Habano Rosado Oscuro wrapper, which is a pretty rare cigar as production cigars go. It had the two Nicaraguan binders, the Criollo and the Corojo, and of course it had the tri-blend, or it had a blend that didn't really specify, of Nicaraguan filler in there. So very strong cigar, very full-bodied cigar, very full-strength cigar, very full-flavored cigar. Okay, so we started off with that leather, peppery spice, had a chocolatey or cocoa earthy core, which was really good. That kind of continued on. It stayed consistent. That never left. It picked up some coffee notes there in the second third of the cigar. The smoke got really creamy, so I picked up what I associate as like a toasted vanilla flavor to go along with that. So I mean, it was just very, very good. Full strength, full bodied. Towards the end of the second third, the strength kind of mellowed out a bit. The body stayed full, and it picked up along with, nothing ever went away. It stayed leather, it stayed cocoa, it stayed pepper, it stayed creamy, and it still had that sweetness that I call it charred vanilla. Almost a toffee flavor. It picked up a wood flavor, not cedar. I associated it with oak there in the second third of the cigar, that along with the spice, you know, it had a slight nutmeggy spice in the background. So complex, that kind of came and went. The pepper on the retrohale faded off into a white pepper, very smooth pepper finish in the retrohale, but the pepper on the palate stayed black pepper, and that stayed all the way there. So in the last third of the cigar, flavor stayed the same, strength started to pick up a bit, but the draw opened up to almost like just too much air, and it caused the smoke to get too hot and acrid. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm going to toss it. So great cigar, top of the line cigar. I'm sure you've tried it. If you haven't tried it, it should be on your list as the next cigar that you smoke. Make sure you have a full stomach, okay? Make sure that you've eaten something. Don't wake up out of bed, get your first cup of coffee, second cup of coffee, do your business, and then spark up this cigar. You're probably going to get a little lightheaded, okay? So full stomach. You might want to pair this with something sugary. Like I said, I always pair my cigars with either black coffee or a Coca-Cola. I don't put sugar or cream in my coffee. So as like this morning, I had about 3 cups of coffee. No sugar, nothing. I had a bagel for breakfast, then I smoked this cigar. I kind of had to take a break right before the halfway point, eat a Snickers bar, and switch over to my Coca-Cola. And that leveled it out right there. It stopped me from getting nauseated and everything. So outstanding cigar, one of the best in the world. Go out and try it. This is Laird Mayhew, your Cigar Sherpa, reminding you, be polite to everybody that you meet. I mean, is it that hard? Just be polite. But always have a backup plan, because you never know when you have to exercise your Second Amendment rights. I'm out.